Yeah.
But Jamie did a good job of coaching her up. I like the point where she made, like, I'm normally the coach. She's a teacher. She seems like the type of personality who would normally be uplifting her partner. And so it probably feels good to have that shoe on the other foot. I'm sure that was comforting in that setting. It went very, very well. And then we go to dinner and we get probably the most heartbreaking story, one of the most heartbreaking stories and heaviest stories we've ever gotten on the show. Basically, we don't need to go into too much detail because, again, maybe, you know what? I'm going to give what I honestly think the show should have given, and I'm going to toss out a trigger warning.
Yeah.
Trigger warning for a suicide, because I'm like, honestly, when I watched it, I thought not at all towards Jamie whatsoever. Little irresponsible of the show to just throw out that conversation without any warning. Because look, we're always talking about, oh, the show is a good vehicle to have important conversations. However, when they just throw it out in that way, to me, I'm always a little wary of, okay, why are you putting this out because you want to actually have a legitimate conversation, spark a legitimate conversation about mental health? Or do you know that this story is going to be trending on Twitter and that the Bachelorette hashtag is going to skyrocket if you put something traumatic out there? Right. And I don't really have any reason to give the show and the producers the benefit of the doubt in that case.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. But again, that's not a comment at all on Jamie. I thought I respected the hell out of him sharing that story. Essentially, he talks about how his mom struggled with mental health, and he was a excelling student. He loved school. They asked him to skip a grade, and then his mom tried to take her life at a certain point, and so him and his sibling had to switch out who was watching her. He fell behind in school. Eventually she took her life. I think he was 13 years old. Very, very heavy stuff. And Michelle, she responds so well to, no one's opened up to that extent, but, Nate opened up in episode 1. Now we hear from Jamie. We've heard a couple other people talking about their lives. And I think all the guys feel so seen and heard by her. That seems to be the general consensus. What did you think? I don't know if you have any thoughts on Jamie's story. Mine are basically just that, kudos to you for being able to share that and become, even though you seem like a bit of a snake in the grass when it comes to the inner house dynamics, become a successful, I'm sure, outside of the bubble of the show, a great guy. But what were your thoughts on the date and Michelle's reaction and basically how that dinner went?
Yeah, I love when we get like deep backstories like this. Obviously, it's tough to open up like that, especially on national television. So kudos to Jamie for that. But yeah, I think the exact quote that Jamie gave when Michelle responded was, "Oh, thank you for not saying sorry," because like that's what everybody says, right? Everyone's just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss," and that's kind of it. But Michelle kind of like consoled him and like really praised him for opening up and sharing it, and I think he really respected that. And so yeah, kudos to both of them. Honestly, I think they both did really well. I had no complaints about the whole date. Really, it was just solid.
And that's a beautiful that's a beautiful mindset of, don't say sorry, because everything in my life is inevitable, unavoidable. Everything happens, it's outside of my control. And so I'm thankful for the way stuff shapes me, was essentially his mindset. It's made me the man I am today, and I respect that a lot. Now, Jamie, I know you listen to this, long time listener of the pod. This is maybe where you might want to turn it off, because we're giving you your praise. It's only going to go downhill from there, because the rest of the episode takes a bit of a turn.